Good morning, explorers. It is such a beautiful day today. The sun is shining and it's almost Halloween. As you can see what I'm wearing. I don't know if some of you remember, but I have a really cool skeleton apron and I've been wearing that all week too. I love it. Now, today we are going to be painting color theory trees. And we're going to look at a new artist. His name is Richard Hoedl, and he's Canadian. And he loves bright, beautiful landscapes, and he likes to paint trees. And I look at his artwork, and it's very fun and whimsical, and I think you're really going to like our painting today. Okay, so let's get started with our lesson first. We're going to talk about geometric and organic shapes. So if you look over here at my poster, geometric shapes are shapes that have names. That's the easiest way to remember them. So simple, they have names. We can name all of these shapes like triangle, circle, rectangle, oval, square, and hexagon in the center. So I want you to maybe pause for a minute and try to remember all of the shape names. And being in first grade, you should have heard all these shapes before. So let's just try to remember the names of them, okay? And then we're going to look over here at organic shapes. Now, the artist today, Richard, he loved organic shapes. And that's what our trees are going to be. And if we're looking at our organic shapes, they're shapes that don't have names. No, they're just free-form shapes. So we can say this kind of looks like a cloud, or this looks like a leaf. Maybe that red one looks like a paint splatter, or maybe the orange one looks like maybe coral from the ocean, but they don't have names. They're just free form or organic shapes. Like a water puddle. Yeah. So I want you to look around your house or outside and see if you can find organic shapes. Most organic shapes can never be exactly the same. So the leaf shape is one of them. So all the leaves that you see, they might look similar, but they are not the same. Every time you see a water puddle, it might look kind of round or oval, but it's never the same. So a lot of times organic shapes are shapes from nature. Okay? Geometric shapes are shapes that have names. They have specific names. Everybody in the world can say, that's a square, that's an oval, that's a hexagon, that's a rectangle, that's a circle, and that's a triangle. Now the organic shapes, we just go, maybe that looks like a leaf, maybe it looks like a cloud, okay? So they don't have specific names. So you practice those for me. We'll actually be taking a little test on those in second grade. Now our vocab words today, Richard Hoedl, he's our artist that we're looking at. We're going to talk about secondary colors, organic shapes, horizontal, and horizon line. Ooh, that's a new one. We might have mentioned it before, but it hasn't been a vocab word. And then tint. Tint. So, Richard Hoedl is the artist. Secondary colors are the colors that we get when we mix two primary colors together. So those are the colors we're going to be using in our trees today. So we will be using orange, green, and purple. Okay? See if you can remember what makes orange, green, and purple. And then organic shapes. We just talked about organic shapes. They're those shapes without a name, and they come from nature. Horizontal. Horizontal goes left to right. It's a line that goes left to right, or the horizon line. It's where the sky meets the ground in a picture. It's where the sky meets the ground. That is the horizon line. And tint. Tint is any color that we add white to. Okay? Any color we add white to. Here, just a second. So you can see how light these colors are. So if we added white to red, we would get this light pink color. If we added white to orange, we would get this peachy color. If we added white to yellow, we get this very light lemony. It looks like lemon ice. If we add white to green, we get kind of a minty color. If we add white to blue, we get light blue. And if we add white to purple, that's kind of a lilac or lavender color, okay? So these are tints. These are tints because we've added white to them. We've added white. All right, now boys and girls, let's scoot over here and look at our project today. This is what we're going to be making. Cute little fun, whimsical, organic shaped trees. And we're using our secondary colors, right? Orange, green, and purple. Do we remember what makes orange? If you said yellow and red, thumbs up. How about green? If you said blue and yellow, thumbs up. You're right. And then purple. If you said blue and red, good. You're right. Thumbs up. Now, I think you can tell in my purple tree, I added a little bit of white, and that tinted my purple. Now, you may not have white at home, and I totally understand that. So we are going to just color or paint rather the trees orange, green, and purple. If you have white, you can mix a little bit of white paint in with each color, okay? And then you can see it tinted. If not, you can even just practice tints with your crayons. A little bit of red and white together will make pink. A little bit of white in any color will make that color lighter. It will tint that color. You can even use it with neutral colors, black, white, gray, and brown, okay? All right, let's get started because this project is actually just really fun to do, okay? You will need one of your white 9x12 pieces of white paper, and you will want it to be horizontal, horizontal. Sometimes we say our paper is sleeping. Yeah, we say this is awake, our paper's awake, but we want it horizontal, so oh, our paper is sleepy today. We want our paper horizontal. All right. Then you will need a white and a black crayon. You will need your watercolors, a towel, and your water. Okay, go get all your supplies and meet me back here. Hi boys and girls, I'm back, and I hope that you are ready to make our whimsical Richard Hoedl trees. I think you're gonna love it. All right, we are using organic shapes today. So I would like you to start with the tops of your trees. So we're gonna start at the top of the paper, okay? And you are going to make an organic triangle shape. All right, you're going to make 3 of those with your black crayon. So that is the top of the tree. Now I want you to leave at least a finger space or 2, and you are going to make what looks like an organic rectangle maybe. So it's going to be a little bit longer than your triangle. Do you see how it's longer? It's the next layer of the tree. But make sure it's a fun organic shape. Now the third layer, it might overlap a little. So watch, I'm going to bring it all the way out like this. But then this one, oh, it might be overlapping behind that one a little bit. And that looks kind of cool. It looks like the trees in the forest, right? All right. Maybe I want this one to overlap a little bit too. That's fun. Now, boys and girls, you are going to make the trunk of the tree. So I want you to think about a parallel line behind the shapes that you just made. And then at the bottom, you can make a little wavy line for the ground or maybe even the snow. Maybe it's snowy. Our artist today, Richard Hoedl, is from Canada. Okay. Good. Now, try to keep the lines the same distance or slightly further apart. So this one is slightly off, but that's okay. We can just fill it in. We can just curve it a little bit if we want. Because we will want to add a little shading underneath. Okay, now I want you to make the bottom a little bit darker because we want it to look like it's shaded. So just make the bottom of the last organic shape of your tree, make that line a little bit thicker. So trace over it a couple times. There you go. Very nice. Okay, now we need to make that back horizon line. Remember, that's where the sky meets the land. So I'm going to go, I think I'm going to turn my paper a little. I'm going to make it real straight. And I'm going to put it right behind my trees like that. So that this is the ground area and this will be the sky. Now we can add some more organic shapes. Now, even though we're like, oh, well, those are clouds. Clouds are still organic shapes. Organic shapes. That's what we're learning about today. Okay, so you can make clouds up in the sky. Awesome. So now the drawing part of our project is done. Next, we get to watercolor. Remember, if you don't have watercolors, no worries. You can use crayons or markers or colored pencils. The main thing is that we are following the directions and the steps to the project. Okay, boys and girls, I'm going to go get some water. You make sure you have all of your supplies, and I'll see you back here in a minute. Hi, boys and girls. I'm back. Let's paint these trees. Now remember, we are using the secondary colors. So, if we mix red and yellow together, what color do we get? Let's see if you guessed it. Orange! That's right. So red and yellow make orange. So we are going to be painting our first tree orange. So beautiful. Now, remember, when you are painting with watercolors, if you add more water, it turns out lighter. If you add just a little water, you get a darker color. And you can see that. See my middle? The middle organic shape on the tree, that is lighter because I used less water. I might do that on all of them, just to add a little variety. Now the next one. If I mix blue and yellow together, I get what color? See if you can guess it. That's right, green. Remember to hold your paintbrush like a pencil. That way you have more control. And what's cool about watercolors is you actually push the paint around. You can see it moving. And that's one thing I love about watercolors. Now, I'm going to make this bottom one a little darker. I also like when we trace with black because you kind of hold the watercolor in that area. So this organic shape looks so nice and neat. All right, now, if I mix red and blue together, I get what color? Does anybody remember? Purple! That's right, I get purple. Ooh. I have a lot of water on my brush, so I might want to dab it a little on my towel and get some of that water off. Ooh, so cool. And I also wanted to dab it so that, ooh, look. Remember, I'm trying to make that largest organic shape on the bottom. I'm trying to make that one darker just for fun. And remember I said if you have white, some people have white watercolor in their palette. I don't, but you might. You can do white, or you can paint how I did, and I just use less paint and more water. That looks like it's tinted also because it's lighter. Now I'm going to paint the ground next, and I'm actually just going to paint it very light green so you can see how I'm really moving that watercolor around to spread that green out. I love painting with watercolor. You want to be careful by your purple there. You're going to pick up some of that purple paint. So
use the very tippy tip of your brush. All right. Looking good. Now I'm going to move up to the trunk of my tree. So I want that to be pretty dark. So I'm just going to use a little bit of water and then fill it in. Oh, be careful. Just use the tip of your paintbrush. Try to keep it within those black crayon lines. That does help it. Remember, the crayon is wax, so the paint won't stick to the crayon. And it's kind of nice because with crayon, our lines are wider. So it's actually making it a lot easier for us to stay in the lines. Awesome. Now, the last thing is the sky, right? So I might actually turn my paper upside down. And I kind of want a light blue sky here. It might even look a little icy or chilly. You know, being up in Canada, these are Canadian trees. Yes, because our artist today, Richard Hoedl, is from Canada. So if any of you have been to Canada or watched shows about Canada or even Alaska, you know that it's very chilly sometimes of the year. All right, I'm going to turn this back around. Now, I can't wait to see your color theory trees. I don't need to paint my clouds white, do I? Nope, I sure don't. I bet you guys had fun making this project. So I can't wait to see these because I bet they are going to be so beautiful. And I can't wait to see your organic shaped trees. I think that's one of my favorite parts about this project. Is any way you make them is the right way because they're organic shapes. You know, I forgot one little teeny tiny spot of green right there. Little bit of green. Little bit of green. Yep, just wipe that right off. Perfect. There are my color theory trees. I hope you like this project, boys and girls. And I can't wait to see yours on Art Sonia. All right, bye, boys and girls. Have a wonderful day.